Hey guys, hey, in the comments, could you let me know if you saw this on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or something? But yeah, my fight has been canceled as of yesterday. It is Tuesday today when I'm posting this, and Monday, I got a call Monday afternoon. I was supposed to fight on Friday, or Saturday, weigh-ins on Friday. And yeah, I got the call, and they said it's canceled. And it's, you want you want to make Smiling Sam stop smiling. Take his fight away. You know what's funny is of my last 6 or 7 fights, this happened in all but one of them. Uh, yeah, so this one has actually happened twice. I was supposed to fight Ian Heinisch. That got canceled about 4 weeks ago, and now the week of my fight, Phil Hawes had to pull out. Uh, I hope he's okay. I heard he's injured, but I don't know what exactly happened. So I hope he's okay. It's always one of those things that in your head you're like, it's the Monday before a fight. How did he possibly get hurt today? It happens. It does. I sparred on Sunday. It's possible I could have gotten hurt there. So my prayers are with him. I hope he heals. And I'm not sure what's going to happen next. Let's see. But my fight before this against Wellington Turman, I was supposed to fight some Russian guy that got canceled 3 weeks before. Before that, I was supposed to fight Julian Marquez. I was supposed to fight Julian's coach. And then Julian stepped up when his coach had to pull out. Then before that, I got the opportunity to fight Da Un Young. And that was actually when I was supposed to fight. Then before that, I fought Ryan Spann, but I was supposed to fight Khalil Roundtree, and then COVID hit, and it changed everything. And then before that, I took a 10-day notice fight against Crute. So anyways, this happens all the time to me. And it is what it is. I've always been the guy. I go with the punches. I roll with the punches. I'm one of the few guys that will accept a fight on 10 days notice. I'm one of the few guys that will accept a new opponent every time. My wife and I joke. So we got Ian Heinisch earlier 4 months ago. We were told and said, awesome. And we both kind of looked at each other and said, there's no chance I fight him. No chance. But we started camp, started training, started pushing forward. And I said, okay, well, he pulled out, and my wife and I said, okay, that's perfectly fine. We knew it wasn't going to happen. Problem was, is we had about 5 weeks until I was supposed to fight Phil Hawes. My wife and I said, 5 weeks, what are the chances he pulls out? I said, it's 5 weeks. And he said, and he knows, he has seen my Tapology. He knows I'm not doing super well right now, at least on paper. He said, everyone probably wants to fight me right now. And so said, okay, so we've been training hard for Phil Hawes. And I got the call yesterday saying it's not happening. It's like, oh. Now, the UFC is I love the UFC. They've always taken care of me. When fights have been pulled before, they find me a match as soon as possible. This time it's a little different because I live in Tennessee, but I'm training in California. So I haven't seen my family in friggin' 5 weeks. So whenever I'm fighting again, I have to go home. I got to see my kids. And then when I get the next match, which I hope I find out today, I'll fly back out and finish my camp again. But I had pizza last night. I had some cereal last night, which is pretty good. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. The UFC has paid me before because, you spend money on camp and flying and time away from work. Well, I coach a little bit, so it's hard. It's not much. So usually they've paid me in the past. They haven't said anything yet, but they're still looking at finding a new fight. And there have been times that they didn't pay me because they just rescheduled the fight for 2 weeks later. I was supposed to fight Alex Nicholson in Manila, and it got canceled 2 weeks before. It's like, they rebooked the same fight for like 3 weeks later. And so in Mexico City. That was my first time fighting in Mexico City, so that was kind of cool. But they also gave me 10 grand because they didn't know it was going to get rescheduled. So I got 10 grand and then my fight purse, win money and show money and all that. So that was pretty great. So we'll see what the UFC does. It's under, WME owns it now instead of, the Zufas when I fought Alex. So we'll see. They either way, whether they pay me or not, they've always taken care of me. They've always tried to help and stand up. for me, and I'm looking forward to fighting whoever they give me next. But yeah, this will be a short video. I just wanted to give you the behind the scenes. And the way it happened is Mick Maynard, the matchmaker, called my wife, who is my manager, and said, actually, that's not completely true. On the internet, somebody DM'd me, said, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your fight." And I thought, "What? What's wrong with my fight? What happened to my fight?" He said, you haven't heard yet?" I said, "No, what?" He said, "Yeah, Phil's on." He said, "Well, how do you know?" I said, "Well, we have a mutual friend and they say Phil's hurt." So nobody, oh, but the UFC didn't call, and it was some guy on the internet. So I have no reason to think it's true, but for like 3 hours, I knew before the UFC called my wife. And I sent it to my wife, and she said, "Well, we kind of figured it would happen again." He said, "But twice in a fight? Twice in a fight camp?" So that's never happened before. But then my wife got the call, and then she called me and said, "Well, you were right," or "He was right, your internet chum. He was right." It's like, oh man, I was really hoping he was wrong. Yeah, so they haven't told us anything else. I'm sure they're looking for someone, but then nobody will take a week off fight except for me, apparently. And Chris Curtis took like an hour notice fight up a weight class, so he's a badass too. And Sean Strickland, he accepted a fight, but the opponent didn't accept him. So there are a couple of us left. A couple of us old dogs that are stupid enough to take last minute fights. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. It's been less than a day since I found out I'm not fighting, but that is the story behind it. Hope you guys like it. And again, hey, in the comments, please let me know where you heard about this. I'm trying to grow my YouTube, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So let me know if you heard about it on TikTok, on Instagram, if you just were on the YouTube channel and looking at it. I would love to know. And if you have any questions about what the UFC is doing or why it's happening or what I'm going to do next, please hit me up in the comments too. Like, follow, share, all that stuff. When I get to 1,000 members, I'm going to give away autographs and memorabilia and stuff like that. So thank you for being part of the growth of my channel. I love you guys. I love this sport, and we'll talk soon.